Why don't ghosts like rain? Because it dampens their spirits. Welcome, ghost enthusiasts and curious souls, to a thrilling exploration of the top 5 haunted places in Georgia. We're about to embark on a journey that's equal parts terrifying and tantalizing. A tour of tales that will send chills down your spine and leave you questioning the very fabric of reality. Prepare to delve into the eerie, the uncanny, and the downright creepy. Remember, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Our first stop on this ghostly tour is none other than the Sorrel-Weed House, a place where history and horror intertwine. Nestled in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, this grand 19th century mansion is as famous for its architectural beauty as it is for its spectral inhabitants. The Sorrel-Weed House's story begins with Francis Sorrel, a prominent merchant who built the house in the mid-1800s. But as the house saw the rise and fall of fortunes, it also bore witness to a number of tragic events, which many believe have left an indelible spectral imprint. Over the years, visitors and staff alike have reported strange occurrences. Unexplained noises, mysterious shadows, and sudden drops in temperature are just the tip of the iceberg. The most frequently cited apparition is that of a woman, believed to be Matilda Sorrel, Francis's wife, who leapt to her death from the second-story balcony after discovering her husband's affair with a slave girl, Molly. Molly, too, is said to haunt the premises. Her presence is often felt in the basement, where she lived. Visitors recount feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair when they venture into the basement, with some even claiming to have seen Molly's ghost, forever trapped in the house where she was once enslaved. The chilling tales don't stop there. The Sorrel-Weed House is also known for its ghostly parties. Imagine hearing the faint strains of music, the clinking of glasses, and the murmur of conversation, only to find the rooms completely empty. Now that's a party no one would want to crash. The Sorrel-Weed House is more than just a haunted house. It's a portal to the past, teeming with stories of love, betrayal, and tragedy. It's a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems to thin, and where the echoes of the past continue to resonate. So, if you're brave enough, perhaps a tour of the Sorrel-Weed House should be on your bucket list. Just don't say we didn't warn you. Next, we venture into the eerie echoes of Bonaventure Cemetery, where every tombstone tells a tale. Situated on the bluffs of the Wilmington River, east of Savannah, Bonaventure Cemetery is a place where history and hauntings intertwine. Established in the mid-18th century as a family plantation, it later transformed into a public cemetery in the mid-19th century. Over the years, it has become the eternal resting place for notable historic figures, war veterans, and everyday folks alike. The cemetery is as much a museum of Southern history and culture as it is an active burial ground. But what sets Bonaventure apart is the eerie atmosphere that hangs heavy in the air, fueled by countless stories of supernatural occurrences. Visitors have reported feeling an unexplainable chill down their spine while walking amidst the tombstones, even on the warmest of southern afternoons. Some have claimed to hear the faint sound of children giggling in the distance when no children are present. Others have shared tales of seeing a woman in white wandering aimlessly, disappearing when approached. Perhaps the most famous ghost of Bonaventure Cemetery is little Gracie Watson. Gracie was a 6-year-old girl who tragically died of pneumonia in the late 19th century. Her grief-stricken father commissioned a lifelike statue of Gracie to be placed on her grave. Legend has it that Gracie's spirit is still very much present. Visitors often leave toys and trinkets for her. Some have reported hearing a girl's laughter or seeing the statue of Gracie weep real tears. But the ghostly encounters aren't limited to Gracie. Many a tale has been spun around the eerie specters that are said to haunt the cemetery. From former soldiers still fighting their long-ended wars, to long-departed residents who simply refuse to move on. As we leave the shadowy realm of Bonaventure Cemetery, remember, every tombstone tells a tale, every whispering wind carries a story, and every rustle of the leaves might just be a spectral greeting. Remember, in Bonaventure Cemetery, you're never truly alone. Fancy a pint with a side of paranormal? Then the Moon River Brewing Company is just the place for you. Nestled in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, the Moon River Brewing Company isn't your ordinary watering hole. Housed in an edifice that dates back to the early 19th century, this establishment boasts a rich and chilling history. Originally built as the City Hotel in 1821, this building was a bustling hub of social activity. It was renowned as Savannah's first hotel and post office. a place where the city's elite gathered for grand balls and duels. But as time passed, so did many of its patrons, some of whom, it seems, were reluctant to leave. Fast forward to today, and this old hotel is now the Moon River Brewing Company, a popular spot for local brews and, you guessed it, ghost sightings. But these aren't your run-of-the-mill, things go bump in the night kind of spirits. These are entities with names, stories, and bone-chilling tales. Take the woman in white, for example. She's often spotted on the staircase looking as if she's searching for something or someone. Then there's Toby, a mischievous spirit who likes to play pranks on the staff and customers in the basement, now known as the brewery's billiard room. And who could forget the most infamous ghost of all, James Stark. Once a belligerent patron of the city hotel, Stark met his end in a fatal duel. Now he reportedly haunts the second floor, causing cold spots, flickering lights, and an unnerving sense of unease. Many patrons and staff have reported strange occurrences, from unseen hands touching their shoulders to whispers in their ears. Paranormal investigators have even captured spectral images and chilling EVPs, adding to the spine-tingling lore of this haunted brewery. So if you're ever in Savannah and fancy a pint, why not drop by the Moon River Brewing Company? You just might have a ghostly encounter to go with your brew. Remember, here at Moon River we say, cheers to the spirits, both in our glass and in the air. Our next stop is the old Candler Hospital, where the groans of the past still echo through the halls. Steeped in history and shrouded in mystery, the old Candler Hospital has been the site of countless eerie happenings since its establishment back in the early 19th century. Named after Bishop Warren Akin Candler, a prominent Methodist figure, this hospital was originally intended as a seamen's hospital and poorhouse. However, it quickly became a beacon of medical advancement. As the years rolled on, the hospital grew, and so too did the tales of its haunted happenings. Staff and visitors alike reported hearing unexplained sounds, seeing shadowy figures, and even feeling an unsettling presence. The spectral sightings are as diverse as they are chilling, from ghostly nurses still tending to their eternal rounds, to the phantom patients trapped in their ceaseless suffering. Perhaps the most famous ghost of the old Candler Hospital is that of a little girl named Alice. Legend says that Alice was a patient at the hospital in the late 1800s who tragically passed away during her stay. Her spirit is said to still roam the hospital grounds, playing with a red ball. Many have reported seeing this red ball mysteriously bouncing on its own, as if an invisible hand were at play. Then there's the haunting tale of the hospital's underground tunnel, known as the Death Tunnel. This tunnel was used to transport deceased patients from the hospital to the morgue without alarming the other patients. It's said that the cries of the departed reverberate in this tunnel, a chilling reminder of the hospital's grim past. But it's not just the tangible that makes the old Candler Hospital so haunting. It's the atmosphere, the sense of history, the palpable feeling of a time when medicine was less an exact science and more a matter of trial and error, hope and fear. The old Candler Hospital, where the past is never truly gone, and perhaps where the past still lingers, waiting to be heard, seen, and felt by those brave enough to visit. So are you ready to explore these ghostly groans of the old Candler Hospital? Finally, we arrive at the Central State Hospital, a place where the walls themselves seem to whisper tales of terror. This imposing structure resides in Milledgeville, the former capital of Georgia. Established in the mid-19th century as the Georgia Lunatic Asylum, it has an eerie history that sends chills down the spine of even the bravest souls. The hospital was once the largest mental institution in the world, housing over 12,000 patients at its peak. Its doors were open to all those who society deemed unfit, a grim reminder of a time when mental health was poorly understood and even more poorly treated. The stories of abuse and neglect that have seeped from its decrepit walls are as haunting as the ghostly apparitions said to roam its abandoned corridors. Over the years, countless reports of spectral sightings have been made. Paranormal enthusiasts claim to have seen the spirits of former patients, forever trapped within the confines of the institution they were committed to. From the spectral figure of a woman dressed in white who wanders the empty halls, to the ghostly children seen playing in the courtyard at night, the Central State Hospital is said to be a hotbed of supernatural activity. One chilling tale that has been passed down through generations is that of a former patient who, driven mad by the inhumane conditions, took his own life. His spirit is said to still roam the grounds, a tragic reminder of the dark history that this place holds. The hospital, once a bustling institution, now stands mostly abandoned, a ghostly shell of its former self. Its silent halls echo with the whispers of its past, each corner hiding a chilling tale of sorrow and suffering. Yet, in the midst of the fear and dread, there's an undeniable fascination with the unknown. It's a place that draws in the curious, the brave, and those with a taste for the eerie and unexplained. The Central State Hospital, where every corner hides a chilling tale. And that wraps up our ghostly tour of Georgia's most haunted places. These spine-chilling spots surely offer thrill-seekers an eerie adventure. If you enjoyed this ride through the haunted heart of Georgia, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, keep your spirits up, literally.